back at it again as we continue to bring you the highlights of the Tobago Heritage Festival 2022. Of course, one of the biggest annual events on the island's calendar. Last week we came to you from Charlottesville's Natural Treasures Day. This week we're here in the scenic northern village of Moriah for the colorful Moriah Old Time Wedding. Now this festival is one of the most talked about festivals in the world. It draws people from near and far, and this year it's no different. The Tobago Heritage Festival was created to preserve the cultural traditions of Tobago. So today, you'll have a taste of what this year's festivities are all about. So sit back, of course, relax and enjoy the next half hour with us. I'm Davia Chambers, and Let's Talk Tobago starts right now. A new Heritage Calypso Monarch is crowned. Find out who. Do you know how to dance the reel and jig and bushback? Well, you'll see the steps as we highlight the Moriah Old Time Wedding. The Tobago Heritage Festival's Junior Heritage is back. We have much more to come when Let's Talk Tobago returns, so stay with us.
Welcome to the 53rd General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union from August 15th to 17th at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort in beautiful Tobago. This year's theme, Media and Information Literacy. Tobago is a smaller sister in the twin island republic of Trinidad and Tobago, nestled in the heart of the Southern Caribbean. Enjoy 116 square miles of historical sites and award-winning eco-friendly land and marine spaces, including the magical Nylon Pool. And you're just a ferry away from a Trinidad adventure. Our warm hospitality, rich cuisine, and unique traditions will inspire you to extend your stay. Tranquil Tobago is where the Caribbean connects for the 53rd CBU Assembly. To register and enjoy discounts on Caribbean airline flights, visit www.caribbeanbroadcastunion.org. Come and experience beyond ordinary.
So we kick things off with the Tobago Heritage Calypso Monarch, which took place at the Shore Park Complex on Friday night. Calypsonians got a chance to vie for the title in front of a live audience using their original lyrics. Let's take a look.
The Tobago Heritage Festival 2022 could not be complete without the Calypso Monarch. This feature is dedicated to celebrating a musical art form that reflects our national cultural identity. The battle for the title drew patrons from far and wide, with 11 contestants in the Calypso Monarch category and 4 contestants in the extempo category.
Reignite the flames of our heritage. Let's reignite the flames. We gonna traditions. Preserving their legacy, mortar pestle, a calabash, papa boa, the spirit of lash.
That's the Heritage Calypso Monarch for 2022, Shamika Dinoon, performing her rendition, Reignite the Flames. Dinoon won $30,000, scoring 412 points, giving her her first Tobago Heritage Calypso Monarch title. Taking the second position and $20,000 was Giselle Fraser Washington, or Gigi. She scored 409 points with her rendition, Reflect, Rebirth, Rejoice.
When they call and we to reflect, you're getting the rebirth that you expect. Cause all our we got join with you, yes. All our we got sign with you.
And Caston Cupid got the nod from the judges for third place with 396 points. He took home $15,000 with his piece, Preserve the Heritage.
You can't have a heritage festival with no heritage.
Heritage.
Just so a village can raise a child if there is no village.
If there is no village,
the history of Congo Hill, see it as a privilege. Find the courage to preserve. We must reflect.
The extempo category was a crowd pleaser. Samuel Morris, or Ringo, walked away with the winner and $5,000.
They say old age it has no remedy, but I don't feel they making sense to me, because it has things to strengthen you up. When you come out here on the block, to tell you the truth, we have we back row. A good green figure out here, boy, you know. So if they feel the old age thing stopping this man, tell them with old age, I'm still a champion.
I'm Kian Walker Hazel for Let's Talk Tobago.
The Junior Heritage Exhibition was engaging and interactive as young people came out in their numbers at the Shore Park Complex to participate in jewelry making and more. The inaugural Little Miss Heritage 2022 was also a hit. We have all the highlights in this report. Have a look.
Designed as a means of preserving Tobago's cultural legacy, the Junior Heritage event focused on training and intergenerational transference of knowledge of local traditions to youth on the island. The young enthusiasts were exposed to a science fair, cooking traditions, jewelry and mask making, handicraft, folk stories, music and dance facilitated by the Department of Culture. Participants were even ingeniously engaged in recycling, purpose to exhibit wonderfully designed gowns for the afternoon's extravaganza and pageant show. Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, Councillor Tashia Boris, brought greetings on behalf of her division.
I believe that the future of our culture rests with our young children. So I'm looking forward to seeing you dance. I'm looking forward to seeing you act. I'm looking forward to seeing you play your instruments. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to see you have fun.
Following a cultural interlude of dancing sailors came in the inspection of gongs by the esteemed judges. After scores were tallied, it was time to announce the winners. First were the special prizes. Taking home Best Historical Piece and Best Environmentally Friendly Gong categories was the Signal Hill Police Youth Club. Winning the Most Creative Appeal category was the Mason Hall Police Youth Club. Placing third overall was the Zante Dance Company. Coming second was the Ebenezer Methodist Primary School. And taking the 2022 Little Miss Heritage crown with a total of 458 points was the Mason Hall Police Youth Club, represented by 6-year-old Kershal Andrews, wearing a Sharon Phillips creation titled Oshun, a tribute to our waters. I'm Josanne Brassi for Let's Talk Tobago.
We are here in Moriah at one of the most popular events of the Tobago Heritage Festival, where you can learn how to dance the reel and jig and the brushback. Of course, through the wedding reenactment tradition of the 18th century, the Moriah Old Time Wedding. Take a look now at some of the day's activities.
Me see me Nintendo, it should have tried to fix it for her. And I'm sure me feel borrow, something, give borrow that.
The newest couple of Tobago, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
For we boy.
at the Moriah Old Time Wedding, of course a part of the Tobago Heritage Festival, and I am here with Brian Elder. He's also known as the Farine Man. So ladies and gentlemen, when you need farine, this is the man to check. He has also told me that it's his first time coming to the Moriah Old Time Wedding. So tell me, what brought you out this year?
Well, firstly is that all the shows were free. So I decided I'll take a chance and go to all the shows. Well, I know Moriah was always free, but I still may come up here today and enjoy the festivities and see how the wedding go.
Tell us, how many years now have you been experiencing the Moriah Old Time Wedding?
I'm always supporting and coming out to dance because I love to dance.
So is the dancing really brings you out every year?
Every year.
So one thing you are certain to see if you visit any Tobago Heritage Festival is a beautiful woman decked up in some of the most amazing African prints. So I'm going to ask this beautiful patron to introduce herself to the viewers firstly.
Hi, I am Isabel from Moriah.
Okay, Isabel, tell me, is it your first time coming to the Moriah Old Time Wedding?
No, it is not. I am from Moriah, so Moriah Old Time Wedding is something traditional, it's natural, and I always, even though I'm not living in the Moriah area anymore, every time this occasion presents itself, I come back home to participate and to witness and to ensure that my daughter know what her heritage is all about. So Moriah Heritage is the place to be.
So I am here with the Vice Chairman of the Moriah Heritage Group, Miss Crystal Solomon, who will firstly tell us about this year's production at the Moriah Old Time Wedding.
This year we are depicting Remember When. So, you know, we're remembering things that happened in the village with various people, and we'll talk about certain stalwarts that passed away.
Tell me, what is the secret to making the Moriah Old Time Wedding so special? It may not be a secret after this because I want you to share it with us.
We maintain tradition. We are able to pass on things that our parents and foreparents used to do, experiences they had, and you know, so we can teach our young ones. It's no secrets, as you said. So yeah, it's basically maintaining our traditions. We have a lot more village participation. The wedding has grown over the years from what it used to be. And also, apart from the village participation, a lot of young people participating. So yeah, attracting the young minds.
All right, well, thank you so much, Crystal, and continue to keep our traditions alive.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, the Moriah Old Time Wedding of the Tobago Heritage Festival attracts scores of patrons from near and far. And the people from near, like this man, they don't miss a Moriah Old Time Wedding. Yes, the villagers support their production each year. Tell me, what keeps you coming back? And why do you continue to support the Tobago Heritage Festival?
We do something that people will learn, the heritage, the culture, or for parents. You understand? Heritage is not only to laugh and to talk, but to learn of the past. And if you know about the past, you will know how far you are going in the future.
Correct. Now, what is your favorite aspect of the Moriah Old Time Wedding? That's the last question.
The brush back.
The brush back. Show us the brush back now. Go on, you do it.
I want music.
As the production of the Moriah Old Time Wedding continues, we spotted the area representative of Moriah Mason Hall and Secretary of the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development, Assemblyman Ian Pollard. Now, Assemblyman Pollard, it is your first Moriah Old Time Wedding as area representative. How are you feeling?
Extremely proud of production. And I wanted the rest of Tobago and the rest of the world know the best production over the heritage season came from Moriah Mason Hall.
All right, and what do you enjoy most about the Moriah Old Time Wedding?
To see the young ones learning the brushback and stuff like that, to know that it's been passed on from generation to generation. It really touched my heart. It was really, really nice.
Nice. Well, do enjoy the remainder of the event, Assemblyman Pollard, and thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
The Pembroke Salaka Feast is on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Come, there we go to Tobago, that paradise, Bombay, Robinson Crusoe. And it is said, it's the land of tomorrow. Princess Margaret say, come Tobago for holiday. Now the whole world sing, come Tobago for holiday.
Now we take you to where some refer to as the cultural capital of Tobago, of course Pembroke, for the highly talked about Pembroke Salaka Feast. Come along with us.
There is a time for everything. Yes! A time to scatter stone and a time to gather stone. Yes. A time to embrace and a time to turn away. A time to search and a time to quit searching.
The Pembroke Salaka Feast recreates the annual Thanksgiving festival in celebration of African ancestors for their guidance and favor granted during the past year. The Pembroke Salaka Feast began as usual with the early morning ritual, where the ancestors are summoned with the sprinkling of rum and sweet water, the blowing of conch shells, and the sweeping of the sacred ground. It ended with a stage production which depicted the feast through storytelling. The story this year spoke of the 6 cultural yards of Pembroke. The yards are the places where the ancestors dwell.
A yard is 3 feet. A yard is a sacred place.
Yeah.
A yard is a place of freedom.
Freedom!
It was truly a celebration of the ancestors, as further highlighted through energetic African dancing and singing aimed at reigniting the flames of our legacy. The Pembroke Salaka Feast stage production was held at the Pembroke Heritage Park.
Coteaux Folk Tales and Superstitions was another highlight event over the past week here in Tobago as we celebrated the Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's production was themed, "It Takes 3 to Tangle." May the best one win. Here's more.
The Coteaux Folk Tales and Superstitions was a mixture of drama, folk songs, lighting of candles, burning of incense, and flashing of superstitious characters. The evening stage production, which attracted many patrons, began with the ancestral call and procession of drummers. How far will you go to keep the one you love? That's the question the villagers sought to bring to life in their stage production. This year's production was titled, "It Takes 3 to Tangle." May the best one win.
I didn't want to live this kind of life. I want to be the wife of one husband. Not a husband to many wives.
It's square up there with next woman here.
Me not square you up. Me not square you up at all. Just come out of my yard.
You ain't giving no any planting?
Come out of my yard.
Darwin send me for the planting, eh?
Rosie, me say come out of my yard.
You see this embarrassment here before people are like to see me and embarrassed from you? Me gone.
Take that one there. Take that one there alone. That one there alone you could take. Out of your place and fat.
And it was a non-stop drama, comedy, deceit, and suspense.
You know that I'm the only woman who does do everything good for you.
Everything good.
Mm-hmm. So go on.
My
We know you
papa
go
the
from
farm.
bush and
Yeah.
you have to make money for me because you know
Yes.
me just have to get the most.
That's right. And we have to make sure that your goat and them get good care. For give you good
goat milk.
Goat milk.
Right.
And I want to share all my love.
Hello.
Lass. You know, I would never do anything like that. He come to look for his son. If you notice, he didn't come from in the house or under the house. He come from the side. I would never do that to you. You know I love you.
Maggie, I don't do away all thing, but we just still over here.
Good morning, Uncle Daddy.
Hey, hey.
That is your father, what Uncle Daddy you're talking about. He pick up this stupidness down the road where they're calling mommy, auntie, uncle, daddy, all kind of stupidness.
All right, Maggie, don't make noise.
Well, Pa, I see you up by Miss Maggie.
What?
I saw you with
You
my
see me by
four
Maggie?
eyes. And mothers always tell me when I walk in the road and I see things just to come home straight and tell she. So about the shoe, Pa.
All right, let me give you the $10 for the shoe.
$10, Pa?
Yeah.
Pa, it's a
$10.
real thing I had to forget.
All right. Buy your shoe with that.
Pa, this ain't looking like enough is a real thing I had to forget. I had to forget how all getting married in June. I had to forget the walk. I had to forget that all want 4 sheep, 4 pig, and the heart-shaped banana leaf. And the whole...
I'm Kian Walker Hazel for Let's Talk Tobago.
For more than 3 centuries, millions of people were forcibly transported from parts of the African continent in the transatlantic slave trade to work on plantations for the benefit of the Western world. Their fight for freedom should never be forgotten or taken for granted. This gives emancipation celebrations in our country particular depth, both in meaning and expression. Here's a look at this year's emancipation celebrations in Tobago.
It's a date that will always be remembered, August 1st, 1834. It was the day thousands of slaves in the British West Indies became free men and women. This year, in Tobago, the holiday was commemorated with a street procession and a cultural show at the Tobago Heritage Park. Then it was time for the cultural showcase featuring local performing groups and individuals.
But don't you know that prayers alone can build a nation? Prayers alone, a ritualistic libation. It is by your perspiration you will eat your bread.
And on this day, the Junior Heritage Queen was also crowned. The contestants had the opportunity to use recyclable materials to construct their evening gowns. Taking the title was Mason Hall Police Youth Club's Azaria Anderson.
Rosary beads, otherwise known as jump beads, mirrors and screw pine.
Second place went to Nyesha Dennis representing Zante Unique Touch, and Zante also grabbed the third position via its representative, Janae Thomas. Chief Secretary Honorable Fali Augustine was also present at the celebrations, and it took the opportunity to remind Tobagonians that it has been 188 years since slaves in this country became emancipated. He said, given the traumas and the enslavement of the African ancestors, Black people must be celebrated.
Just as we demand, as Dr. Williams in 1944 in his seminal thesis pointed out, that it was the commercial capitalism of slavery that led to the development, the industrial development of Europe. And that's why we are owed. But just as we are demanding reparations, we must also demand responsibility. We must demand responsibility from each other first and foremost. We must demand that we be responsible for taking care of each other. Our coming together makes us more powerful than you can even imagine. And we have to find a way to be united. We must demand that we be responsible for changing all of those colonial rules that keep us from economic development, from self-actualization, and that stymies our creativity.
And here's what some of the patrons had to say about the event and Emancipation Day itself.
The production this evening or earlier today was a wonderful one. I participated in the street parade. I had a wonderful time expressing our freedom, our culture, our joy and everything. This afternoon's presentation here was a combination of the various groups and villages from Tobago. And what was nice is that we had a mix of the band that engaged the younger generation.
In this time, in this period that we've just gone through a pandemic, it means finding ourselves again. It means finding the places and the safe spaces within the community to start bringing this thing back. Finding our freedom of expression in a way that makes us say to the world who we are as a people, as a Tobagonian, as a nation, and understanding that the way forward is education.
Emancipation is a reminder to us that we are no longer enslaved, and for us to enjoy the freedom that we have, and is a reminder as well for us to know that we must continue to achieve our fullest potential as Black people and do what our purpose is designed for us to do.
The event also brought the curtains down on the Tobago Heritage Festival 2022.
That's all for us, and with the close of this episode, we've completed our Tobago Heritage Festival Caravan. We thoroughly enjoyed the 2-week festival, and we truly hope you did as well, even though it may have been only through your devices. Remember, you can email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like our Office of the Chief Secretary Facebook page, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and productive week.
Yeah.
That one there with the flat here look very familiar. My friend, oh God, look how he handsome. Oh God, he's sweet, eh? If me little younger, oh God. Hey, when me young, eh? Hey, no, the man that used to watch me, no. Me now one hat number, eh?
See, us. Auntie Gracie still have it, man.
Yes,
boy. The niece them a walk with in a she all that Auntie Gracie. Get them Auntie Gracie.
That's Gracie. Aunt Gracie.
Aye. When Auntie Gracie left Cologne and walked all the way to Moriah.